Ooh, Heather Riddle? You're Heather?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Heather Riddle. I live in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm a constituent of Letitia Van Peek, and I oppose this bill. To say that SB 1 is a bill in the interest of women's health and safety is disingenuous. The author of the House bill, Representative Laubenberg, admitted last Tuesday to failing to conduct research to determine the possible outcomes and repercussions of this bill. SB 1 and HB 2 will greatly restrict access to abortion as well as other health care services like pap smears, breast exams, STD testing, and diabetes screenings, which will unduly burden and could irrevocably change the lives and access to health care of poor and rural women across Texas. These are the very same women that thus far this legislation has refused to seek input from in the form of hearings held in the cities and counties that will be most affected by this legislation. If the ultimate goal of the conservative agenda is to reduce the number of women seeking abortions, reducing the number of unintended pregnancies in Texas is essential. A study conducted by the Guttmacher Institute shows that nationally around 45 to 50% of live births are reported as unintended pregnancies, and approximately 43% of unplanned pregnancies end in abortion. Additionally, several studies have shown that providing no or low-cost birth control actually reduces the number of abortions. A study released in October 2012 shows the correlation between providing free birth control with dropping the rate of abortion down around 75% lower than the national average. Another key component in reducing abortions is the education of those at risk, but unfortunately Texas subscribes to the abstinence-only education idea, which in essence is setting up future generations for failure. In Texas, 3.7 million children are not taught the basics of STD and pregnancy prevention in school, whereas 52% of Texas students have had sexual intercourse. Even my conservative colleagues would agree that no child should be handed a gun without an education regarding the dangers of its use. So too should we educate our developing children on the dangers of their actions regarding sex. We cannot expect them to magically be protected from danger without knowledge of their circumstances. The failure of the current education is reflected in the fact that Texas is ranked 4th in the nation for teenage pregnancy. I urge you all to vote no on SB 1 on behalf of the women of Texas who expect their duly elected lawmakers to have their constituents' best interests in mind and not their own political careers.
Thank you. Christy Johnson. Christy Johnson was registered wishing to provide